Macklemore, can we go thrift shopping? They have all these cow signs around Rock Springs, and I find it super interesting and entertaining. I ran out of ankle socks, and I don't want to do laundry because I'm almost home and I really don't want to do laundry until I get home. So instead of just wearing socks with no shoes, I'm gonna buy some socks from Walmart. It's got pandas on it. I don't care about Halloween. Forget this one. I'm getting these all. Judge me all you want. So there's the Capitol building. And then over there is Temple Square. And that's all I know.
That turned out pretty good.
I ate my entire breakfast. It was 3 pancakes, 2 eggs, and 3 pieces of bacon. Normally I don't eat that much, but I ate it all. Also, they have real maple syrup. We all know that I'm a maple syrup snob, and if there's no real maple syrup, I'm not gonna have pancakes. So I stayed in Salt Lake City last night, and when I got into town, I ended up going to a mall that was right by Temple Square. So I kind of saw Temple Square, walked around the mall, and then was told that there was a little hike not far from there that I could go and overlook the city. So I did that, and by little hike I mean I just walked up to the lower overlook section because I didn't want to walk to the top. I wasn't feeling it. And then I ended up staying. Backstory. So several weeks ago on my way to Yellowstone, I stopped at this charge station. I was setting up my bed and everything. This guy pulls in, he comes over, he's like, I'm sorry, can you tell me how this works? I've never charged at a supercharger. I always just charge at home, so I have no idea. I'm like, oh yeah, it's super easy. And so I just explained it, and we ended up talking for half an hour while our car is charged. Ended up adding each other on Facebook, and because I was talking about my road trip, etc., and then etc., but he's from Salt Lake, and so when I got into town, I was like, hey, what's there to see or do in Salt Lake? Anything you recommend? And he recommended to do the Temple Square, which I was already at. And he's like, if you like hikes, I'm like, yeah, a short, easy hike would be great. So he sends me a hike, and then he goes, you're not sleeping in your car, are you? And I was like, yeah, I was gonna. I had either I was gonna stay at the Cracker Barrel or I was gonna stay at this park. I hadn't decided yet. He's like, I have a room that I use for Airbnb. You're welcome to stay in it if you want. I'm like, you sure? I'm happy to pay or whatever. And he's like, no, there's nobody staying in it tonight, so you're welcome. I'm like, okay. So I didn't have to sleep in my car, and got to talk to him a little bit, and we talked about God and religions and just interesting interesting to hear his kind of take, because he grew up in the Mormon church and then left it and then went like polar opposite, and then now he's like kind of somewhere in the middle. Or it was just cool talking to him. I don't know what to do. So surprisingly, it's not as hot as you would think it is. I mean, it's like 98 degrees outside, but I can be barefoot on this, so I don't know.